Oh my God. Hi everyone. Long time no see on this channel. Can we also just appreciate we have hit 500, not even just hit, we have hit and flown past 500 followers since we've been away. How in the hell has that happened? I guess people have followed from main channel. But we've got 524 followers on this channel now. What the hell? Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate it. Hi, Druja. Hi, Tej. Hi, Alice. Hi, Zoya. Hi, Camel. Hi, Rajan. Hi, Han. Welcome in. Hi, Disco. Hi, B. Hi, Eden. Hi, Yummy. Hi, Benjamin. Hi, Angel. Thank you for the first time chat. Hi, Kim. How we doing? Also, Tej with the tier 1 for 8 months. Alice with the tier 1 for 7 months. B with the tier 1 for 8 months. Camel with the tier 1 for 8 months. Aline with the tier 1 for 8 months. And Charlie with the tier 1 for 8 months. Thank you so much for all the resubbies, guys. I know we haven't been live here in a hot minute. December was super busy for me. I did explain it over on the other channel. I was essentially working two people's jobs through December. And we had Jingle Jam. And then it was Christmas. And then it was New Year. So we've been a little bit all over the place on this channel, but we're back today with book club. And we've also, I spun the genre for next month's book club. It is fantasy. So if there's anyone who, because Hobbit, I know you're not in Discord. Also, hi, Hobbit. If there's anyone who wants to put suggestions in, you have approximately like 30 minutes to get them in. And we'll be doing the wheel spin. There is some rules for the fantasy one. Rosie, thank you for the tier 1 for 7 months. Okay. Must be either a standalone book or the only released book in that series. So it'll be book 1 and there's no other books released. Must be under 600 pages. If it's like, maybe 10 pages over, fair. If it's significantly over. And what else did I say? What was my other rule? Oh, it was maximum 2 per person. Let me pull up the wheel and I'll add the ones from Discord that we have. And then if anyone else wants to put them in, drop them into chat and I can just add to them. Annoyingly, I did the list on my laptop. Okay, I can copy from here. And then add in Fallen Gods, Our Vicious Oaths, Catabasis, Shards of Desire. Wait, Rajan, let me look at length for your one. Book length. Okay, Rajan. I do fear your recommendation is between 592 to 688 pages, which is quite significantly over 600. So I do fear we may need a different option from you. Just because, so the reason I add a word limit, guys, is not me just being difficult. I want to make sure book club is quite accessible for everybody. I don't want the books to be too long. I know we have people who read at different reading paces and maybe don't have lots and lots of time to read. So I don't want to make book club a massive book that people are going to struggle to finish. I don't want book club to ever feel like a chore. I want it to be something fun. Also, Disco, thank you for tier 1 for 5 months and Adele with the Prime for 6 months. Let's freaking go. But yeah, I just want to keep book club accessible for everybody and fun for everybody. And I don't think that books that are like over 600 pages are necessarily like people might not read them quick enough in the month, if that makes sense. So I want to keep book club like quite light. And that's why I've put the word limit in. Normally we do 500 pages, but obviously fantasy is a bit of a heftier genre. So I gave a little bit more leeway for fantasy. But yeah, I don't really want to go too far above 600 pages. Wait, Aline, let me... Okay, Aline, you're 400 pages, you're safe. Warrior... Wait, hang on, is it standalone? Book 2 is not released. You're safe. A Dawn of Onyx. A Dawn of Onyx is a trilogy. So I would need a different second one for you, Aline, if you're still here. Hi, Tess. Thank you for the first time chat. Welcome in. And Spike, thank you for the tier 1 for 8 months. And Tess, thank you for the 100 biddies. Guys, so much love. What the hell? What the helly? Illusion of Stars. Okay, let me have a little checkaroo. Illusion of Stars is currently a standalone and is within word count. Perfect. Word count? Page count. And Spike with the 100 biddies as well. Guys, thank you for the golden Kappa train. I got a balloon doggy emote. And hi, Dulcie and Spike. Thank you for the 100 biddies. Rosie, of course, what's your book club question? The book I suggest is Who Will Die by Stacia Stark. Let me pull her up. Wait. We actually have that one on the list already. Someone has already suggested that one. Wait, let me show you. This is currently the suggestions we have so far. Obviously do a little shuffle-a-roo. Hi, Teresa. So yummy. There is a chance that we do get that one. Did I miss anyone's suggestions? And Disco, thank you for the gifted sub to Eden. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Am I allowed to join book club like on the apps, even though I'll very rarely be able to do the books? Yes, of course. Absolutely, you can. And Rosie, we do upload the discussions now for book clubs onto YouTube. So if you ever... if you like the look of a book, but you maybe don't get to finish it that month, or you just want to go back and read it at a later time, I'm going to be putting the discussions up on YouTube so that you can go back and watch what everyone else thought about it. I still haven't figured out a chat box, guys. I've been meaning to ask Sam, but obviously Subathon, Jingle Jam, everything is happening. But eventually I want to get a chat box here so that YouTube can see what you guys are saying, if that makes sense. But yes, I upload all of the sessions to YouTube, so they will always be there if you want to go back to them. But yeah, that's why I want to keep the books not too lengthy. Because realistically with fantasy, we could have had books that are 1,000 pages. And that's just not... One, it's not what some people want to read. Some people don't... Some people are happy to dabble into a new genre, but maybe not spend 1,000 pages worth dabbling into that genre. Do you know what I mean? The irresistible urge to fall for your enemy. I like the sound of this one. And it is currently standalone. Slay. I have a fantasy book currently paused on Storygraph that's over 800 pages. I need to find a good time to read it. This is the thing. And that's why I did give a little bit more grace for the length for fantasy, just because realistically a standalone fantasy is probably going to be a little bit longer because you have to compact world building and characters and everything into one book, which is difficult to do. I just want to avoid series when it comes to book club, just because one, it's a big commitment for people. Two, I don't want people to feel like they can't join in with book club if they just didn't like the series that we were reading. And say it's like 7 books, that's like most of a year. So I only want to read standalones, or I'm happy to read series where there's only 1 book out at the moment, because then there's no pressure for people to go and read the next books when they're released, and it's just completely if people want to. And hi Bells, hi Josh, welcome in. Not sure if it's been recommended. Heir of Storms. Let me have a look. Heir of Storms. Yep, currently standalone. It's going in. Rosie, typically. So there are standalone fantasy books. They do exist. But most often than not, fantasy books will have at least 2 books. Purely because there's a lot of like context with fantasy books. So usually, for example, with ACOTAR, it's a 5-book series. Well, 4.5 technically, because one is a novella. The first book of ACOTAR is pretty much setting up the series. So it doesn't actually have that much plot until about like 75% through, because it's setting up for the 5 books. So the fantasy books that are standalones are typically either the start of a series, so they've not released the others yet, or they don't have too hefty world building. Hi Zoe, welcome in. How are we doing? One of the books I sent is part of a series. The rest haven't released yet, but they all said that it's a standalone. The series is part of a universe. Yes, so one of Loie's as well is an interconnected series where like each of the books is a separate story. Infinite Fates. Let me have a look-see. I was really excited when I spun fantasy, because have we done a fantasy book club yet? Okay, our Infinite Fates is safe. I didn't think we had. I do think next month we should do romance, just because it's like Valentine's Day. It kind of feels like a theme month. And that's coming from someone who doesn't read romance, guys. I wouldn't say Hooked is a fantasy. I would say Hooked is a dark romance. I'm on my knees for thriller. Well, after February, we'll go back to wheel spins. I don't do themed months very often. It's pretty much, I think February a romance book is nice. October is horror. December is Christmas. All of the others are wheel spins. I do wonder, though, if instead of wheel spinning genres, if I make a list and we cycle through, so that we are reading different genres every month, and it's not like romance gets spun and then 3 months later we get another romance. That might be a good way to actually go through all of the genres. Or we just do the wheel and take out the genres we've done until we reach a full new cycle. So we'll do it one way or the other. But I want to make sure that we're keeping book club varied, because I think that's something that's really fun about book club. I read books here that I wouldn't have normally picked up or have like put off picking up. So I don't just want it to be the same genre over and over and over again, you know? Without further ado, I guess we start with discussing December's book club, which was Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. Guys, what do we all think? Because I gave it a 4 out of 5, which is very highly rated for me for a romance book. I typically am not, you guys know, I'm not a romance girly. I was kicking my feet a little bit. I actually read it in January because December was hell. I so wish I picked this up mid-November to late November. I felt so festive reading that book. 5 stars, you loved it. I give it 5 stars. Really liked it. Love it. I read it 3 times in November. I fear I didn't love it. Maybe 3 or 3.5. What didn't you love about it, Eden? I too gave it 4 stars. I noticed a few little editing errors. And was it the best piece of literature I've ever read? No. But it was a good time. And I think I needed that. I've been in a big reading slump. I've not been picking up my books. And that was a nice little breath of fresh air. Love the characters, so relatable. I also, as a people pleaser, I found the main girl so relatable. Harriet is a people pleaser. I am a people pleaser. I felt so single, real. I fear I DNF, but I was in a reading slump and only hockey romances helped me get out of it. That's so fair. Sometimes books are good, but you're not reading them at the right time. I think if I read it now, I may like it a little less, but in November it was hitting. I wish I'd read it earlier in the Christmas period. I fear I didn't have time, but I still loved it. I've never read a B.K. Borison book. I think I would be inclined to pick up more of hers. And I think there is going to be another book in that series, and I will eat it up, guys. The ghost of Christmas past can haunt me any day. I had a few small issues with it, but overall loved it. Do you want to share with the class? There were some parts I just felt it could be more mystery to the story, more anything. I get that. I think it was the one romance book, though, where I didn't think about the ending. I was just enjoying the journey. And that's normally a big issue I have with romance books. The concept's so different and cute, and I did enjoy the plot. I think it was a really nice plot for a romance book. And honestly, as far as Christmas books go, I didn't think it was that cringe. I don't know about you guys. We read a Christmas book last year in December for book club, and it was fucking terrible. I gave it a 1 or a 2. It was so cringe. I hated it. This was the right amount of cringe. It was a cute cringe. Hang on. She reminded me of Chidi from The Good Place because what do you mean she got a Christmas spirit for being a people pleaser? I'm a pathological people pleaser who only wanted you to see her. She literally was so relatable as a character. The inconsistencies in the ghost rules really drove me mad. Wait, which inconsistencies? I fear Nolan could do no wrong in my eyes, so I wasn't looking for faults there, guys, unfortunately. I read it at the beginning of Jan and I still felt sold on the Christmas spirit. I felt probably more festive reading that than I did over Christmas. Her other book, First Time Caller, is so bloody good, but then her Christmas series, Love Like Farms, was a flop for me. Interesting. I do think I liked the playful Christmas Carol-esque theme to the book. Nolan could kill the other ghosts and I wouldn't care. My issues with the book were all future related. So after the book ended, she's just going to continue to age while he remains the same age. I assumed not. It wasn't really cleared up in the book, right? I kind of assumed that he chose to go to that world. So I assumed he would then... Wait, did he have magic at the end? Because I kind of assumed that he would age with her. He came back to life. That's the way I read it. So he chose to be a human with her. That's the way I interpreted it. because he had the two doors, right? He could either move on into the afterlife or he could go to be with his soulmate. So I think that they would grow up together. None of her friends or family will ever remember him, which breaks my heart. But they did. And also, if he's a human, they will now anyway. But her shop assistant remembered him when he was gone for those few weeks. Technically, I guess that's one of the inconsistencies with the ghost rules, is that people did remember him. And like the shop assistant, was it Sasha, brings up him while he's not there. What if she wanted to have kids? It was never really addressed. Yeah, can he have children? As someone who's come back to life? I assume yes. She definitely wants kids. She is such like a mum energy. I can see it. That's kind of crazy to think that he's 100 years old and then coming back to life. Well, technically, I wouldn't class him as 100 years old because he died. And then he was a spirit, so he wasn't technically alive. It switches a lot in how it describes the ghost being visible. Lots of people can see me but don't remember. How can I talk to people when nobody can see me? And the ghost department boss is described as being 15th century and then talks about her childhood stuff that didn't exist in that century. Interesting. I didn't pick up on that. I think with the whole people being able to see him and remember him, I think that was his magic faltering because he'd found his soulmate. I think there started to be like a blurred line between the ghost world and the real world because he was like getting closer and closer to figuring out. So maybe that's why people could remember him and like see him. The book was Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. It is technically a Christmas book, but honestly, I think you could read it outside of Christmas as well. It's got like Christmas Carol undertones. Love the spice in the book. Me too. I didn't know going into it if it was spicy or not. Was pleasantly surprised with the spice. I thought there was a good amount, and I can't remember whereabouts in the book it was. It must have been like halfway through when I thought it was going to be the part where they were going to get a bit frisky, and then something happened and it just threw like a bucket of cold water over the situation. And I was like, and then I had to wait like another 100 pages. I liked that. It was very slow burn spice. It's just weird how on like page 49, he's like, people can see me, don't be silly. And then like page 150, he's talking about how he can't talk to anybody because no one can see him. I think the point was that they can see him, but they don't like acknowledge him, right? Like they can see that he's there, but also he's like background noise to people almost. Hi, good night, Moon. Thank you for the first time chat. And Zoya, thank you for the hydrate. I hope my peppermint tea has cooled down enough, otherwise I'm going to burn myself. Oh, it's still a little bit hot. I thought that too, because how was he ordering the coffee and stuff? I think they can see him and interact with him, but they will immediately forget the encounter. So I suppose he after 100 years of being forgotten, I probably wouldn't talk to anyone either. Oh, what's the point? You could never form like a friendship. A good amount of smut. The book I'm currently reading is actually pissing me off so bad it's 75% smut. There's a thing as too much. Too much smut is a thing. Penelope Douglas, I'm looking at you. That guy definitely had a praise king. How he talks about... Oh my God. The bit where he was like, say thank you, Harriet. I was blushing. I was blushing on the train. I was reading it on the train. I was blushing. Say thank you, Harriet. Oh, I've heard so much about the Heated Rivalry series and I haven't read. Yeah, Angel, the dual POV was really good. In general, I do enjoy a dual POV. Considering she had to take his hand to travel into the past dress, I would imagine. Yeah, he's tangible. I mean, he had to have been tangible for the things that they did. We need to talk about the slutty mustache. The amount they brought up his stubble was crazy, guys. So much. Wait, also though, guys, there was one thing that was like nagged me a bit, and maybe I'm just wrong. Was he described as Scottish in the book? Because if so, why is his mum called Kiva? Oh, he was Irish. So I was really confused because I thought for some reason I remembered it saying he was Scottish. And then it said my mum's called Kiva. And I was like, well, we know that Kiva is an Irish name. We have our own Kiva in the community. And I was like, he can't be Scottish and have a mum called Kiva. And it pissed me off because I thought it was like just bad research. But now it turns out I just read it wrong. Or like remembered it wrong. I actually cackled when it said that his mum's name was Kiva because I just imagined our Kiva. Does she know she's a mother? Does Kiwi know? The audiobook had a British narrator but an Irish accent. I got the audiobook the moment I found out he was Irish. So fair. Also, so like not related to book club, guys, but it is related to voice acting. Apparently, Jamie Campbell Bower, according to TikTok, as in Vecna from Stranger Things, does voice acting for books. Like spicy books. And I fear I'm not an audiobook girly, but I could be. I could be. I don't know, Campbell. I'll do some research and I'll come back to you. Also, hi, hi, Beth. Book club. We've just finished, Beth, the December one, which was Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. Overall, most people enjoyed it to loved it. We didn't have many, like, hated. We had one DNF, I think. Is there anyone else who didn't like it? Hi, Bex. Welcome in. How are we doing? But yeah, a lot of people loved it. It was very wholesome, I think. It was very, like, feel good, easy to read. Teresa, you can't blame me for the things that you have just said, which I will not read because this is going on YouTube. I hated Harriet's mother, like, bitch, just like, go, your sister is dead, why do you keep hating on her and having beef? I do. Guys, am I just forgetting? Did we ever actually learn what happened between Matilda and her mum? Did we ever learn the beef? I don't remember, like, I don't remember if we did. I don't think we did. I want to know the beef. Why did they fall out? I feel like they didn't. Hobbit, you read it 3 times. Did they address the beef between Matilda and her mum? I know it's not like the point of the plot, but I feel like it matters. I hated the sibling comparison too, but again, realistic to real life. Yeah, obviously I felt awful for her for being compared to her sibling and that it drove such a big wedge in the relationship. But I did like the realism of that. Like, that is a reality for a lot of people. Matilda was the carefree younger sister. The mum was the older sister who bore the brunt of everyone's expectations. So it is basically a mirror image of then her two children. So it was basically a parallel. Okay, I see. But imagine, like, hating your sister beyond her deathbed for that. Also, the other thing I really liked about the book was how she spoke about belongings as being so special. And like, it was when she was talking about a cutlery set that was missing two spoons. And she was like, I hope the two spoons are somewhere hugging together in a drawer. Like, I thought that was a really sweet sentiment in that she found like so much beauty in like such mundane things to everyone else. I really liked that. I thought that was really sweet. Generational trauma keeps going, literally. Imagine hating your own child because you've raised her and your other child the same way your parents raised you. It's so, like, tricky with that, isn't it? Because it really goes one way or the other. Oh, yeah, guys, I have my peppermint tea in my bee mug. I love her. I feel like it really goes one way or the other with situations like that. You either are so hellbent on your children not having the same experiences you did, or you project. Yeah, B, I fear you do need this mug. It was from B&M. Of course, all my mugs are from B&M. I love that the ginger cat was actually Matilda's cat as well. I just wish the memory scenes were longer. They seemed short. I agree, but I do also like that they got shorter and shorter and shorter because I kind of feel like it paralleled to him losing control of his magic. Because like in the first like two memories, I feel like we were in there for like full chapter. And then as things started to spiral out of control, it was less and less and less. And I kind of liked that linked together. Oh, Tej, I hope you feel better soon. Anyone else felt like the ending was kind of rushed, like they needed to wrap it up? A little bit, yeah. I don't think I was done with the story. I would have maybe liked an epilogue. But then there is going to be a second book, so maybe... Oh, there is a second epilogue, but only available in America. Fuck. I was about to say, maybe like more epilogue would have been nice. But I guess they are doing another book. I don't know whether that's going to be about... Oh, second book is about the Grim Reaper. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, I definitely would have liked a bit more from the ending. There wasn't enough time to enjoy the after of it all. I also would have loved... Because Matilda said that there had to be a certain amount of time before she could go back and visit a loved one. Like, there's a time limit that you have to, like, wait because you can't just go visit them straight away. I would have quite loved a little, like, Matilda going to visit Harriet chapter. Since we're doing ghostly visits, I think it would have been quite nice. I think that would have been a nice way to wrap it up. Maybe like it was a Christmas a few years from the like reunion, and you know, maybe Nolan and Harriet are living together with the little ginger cat Oliver. Maybe they've got a child. They're unwrapping their presents on Christmas morning and Matilda visits or something. Like, I think that would have been quite sweet. I just wanted more. Not the Sims Grim Reaper. Maybe. Who knows? God, what a good book club book, guys. I enjoyed that one. Shall we spin for next month? We're doing fantasy. And we have 21 entries. We're doing big shuffles. There is so many on this list that I would be ecstatic to read. Both ones I put in have been on my TBR for months. The Night Circus, I actually read when I was a teenager. I remember that I loved it. Don't remember anything about the plot. So I also really want to reread that. And I've heard so much about so many of these. Hi, Mary. Thank you for the first time chat. Welcome in. Okay, guys, without further ado, January's book club is going to be Fallen Gods. Wait, I'm going to have to find... Tej, you won. Okay. Fallen Gods is by Rachel Van Dyken. They said the gods were a myth, that the giants were only told... Why can't I read? I'm in shambles. They said the gods were myth, that the giants were only stories told around dying fires. They lied. The gods aren't dead, they're only sleeping, locked in mortal bodies, scattered around the world, waiting for the right spark to wake them. And my father is the most ruthless of them all. He raised me to obey, to bleed, to be his blade when the time came. Now he's sending me to Endir University, a place filled with ancient bloodlines and deadly secrets, to steal back Mjolnir, the hammer of legend. If I fail, everyone I love dies. But Arik Eriksson wasn't part of the plan. He's the enemy's heir, distant, dangerous, and the one person I can't afford to fall for. He's closed himself off completely behind a wall of ice, but the more I'm ordered to unravel him, the harder it becomes to remember where the lies end and I begin. There's only a mission I never choose, and a man I was never meant to love, standing between me and a war that will decide the fate of the world. But if I'm the spark, maybe he's the fuse. And the gods, they're about to wake up angry. Why have I got goosebumps? I'm sat. I'm ready for this. Not goth, gods. I did bite my tongue really hard last night, and I think I'm lisping a bit. Okay. At Bookworm. January book club is Fallen Gods by Rachel Van Dyken. Let me send a little link. Discussion will be on... Guys, I did forget to change the last one on Fable, and I will remember to do this one because as part of my New Year's resolution for reading, it is to keep Fable updated for like my own reading, but also book club. Okay. Shall we do... Sunday the 8th. So that's just over 4 weeks. And around, I'll put time TBC because it'll be in the evening. We have Spun Rajan. We've got Fallen Gods, which is like a Greek mythology kind of vibe, with, I think, enemies to lovers kind of situation. It looks really good. I'm excited for this one. Is it gonna be? It's gonna be a duology. Oh, Norse gods, not Greek gods. I think when I think of like mythology, I just default to Greek gods, Norse gods. An enemies to lovers fantasy romance filled with passion, spice, and Norse mythology, according to Kindle. Slay. Oh, and it's spicy. Well, I'm not going to say no to a little bit of spice. Laurie, thank you for tier 1 for 8 months. Oh, she can't hear. Hello. Why should I wave like that? Guys, I just need everyone to know that Laurie beat both Dilly and Ingmar at Mario Kart earlier. So she's basically the best there ever was. Okay. I think, guys, we will do one stint. Because I feel like doing a little bit of reading. Spirit City. Delicious song. I do fear it has to go off in a second because Spirit City is going on. And otherwise... Oh my god, no, guys, this is so sad. It's my Christmas. It's my Christmas setup. I feel like we use it for today because it's maybe not that area. Maybe by the fireplace. It just feels wintry. I know there's some Christmas decorations up, but that's okay, right? And I can't bring myself to get rid of the little deer as my spirit. Because look how cute. Bells, my plan is to read Alchemized, yeah. It'll take me a bit of time to get round to it, but I do intend to read it. I'm currently, also guys, new Kindle case. Everyone say thank you, Sam. It's like a cushiony one. I'm still on the tandem, guys. I've taken a really big hiatus from this. Like, I started it in November and I just didn't read in December pretty much. So I'm currently 53% through the tandem. I have 10 hours and 27 minutes left of the book. I think I finish it this week. I'm a bit locked in on reading right now and I have faith. We're going to do 50 minutes today, a 25 and a 25. And then I am reading on my commutes again. I'm trying to get back into good habits. We did that. Okay. My tasks are going to be read 25 minutes. Let's remove... Does anyone have any community to-do lists they would like to add for the first stint? While we get set up. I have not run an ad as well. I will run an ad now while I'm adding in the tasks. Okay, Teresa, read 5 chapters. Druja, do reading, journaling. Zoya, read 20 pages. Let's go crazy, 30. I'm all for it. Alice, read 25 pages. Tej, reach 40% in my... I've done everything in capitals, so now I have to do it. In my book! No, I don't like that, the way that looks. Okay. B, read 30 pages. Raz, journal for today. I've had nothing but mid-books this year so far. I'm off to a horrible start. What are you reading, Hobbit? Okay. Everyone's tasks are in. Do I need to set anything else up? No, 25 minutes, 5-minute short break, 25 minutes, 10-minute break. Yeah. That'll take us to about roughly 10:30, which is a good time. I'm trying to be a bit more intentional with coming off stream at like 10:30 on weeknights, just because I found that going to bed between like 11 and 11:15 is working a lot better for my sleep. And getting up early for work. So I'm trying to make myself come off stream and not stay yapping. For anyone who hasn't joined us yet on this channel, I know we've not been live here in a really long time. If anyone's new to the reading stints, we do 25 minutes of reading, productivity, working, cleaning, whatever it is you want to do to feel productive. We have a short 5-minute break where we have a little yap. We update each other on what we managed to do in that stint. Then we have another 25 minutes of productivity. And then we have a little 10-minute break to have a little yap and catch up as well. Normally we would do multiple stints, but because we did book club today, that's taken up the first hour, which is when we'd normally do the first stint. So today it'll just be one. I feel like I need to get better at explaining that more often, because if there are new people here, I want them to like understand what we're doing before I just mute my mic and don't speak. But yes, we're going to start straight away because I will just sit here and yap. I'm picking up a variety of things: satirical fantasy, translated fiction, romance, and everything is a generous 3-star. I hope you get a 5-star read soon. Hopefully book club book is your 5-star read. But yes, we're going to get started. So I shall see you guys in 25 minutes. Guys, I'm actually fucking gagged at what I've just read. I can't say anything because spoilers, but oh my god. Also, Liv, thank you for the tier 1 for 8 months. And Lizzie, thank you for the tier 1 for 4 months. How we doing? I'm... Okay, did anyone manage to tick off a to-do? Teresa, Druja, Zoya, Alice, Tej, B, Raz. You did, Teresa? Slay. I'll set the ad going as well. And if you want another one, just type in chat and I will update them all now. I'll continue on next. Okay, perfect. I'll leave you on there. Let me drag you down. Read 45 pages. Slay. Huge. Read my pages, but I fear I got distracted playing Animal Crossing. It happens to the best of us, Queen. Do we have Zoya, Tej, Raz? Freya, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. How are we doing? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Meg. I'm 27 from the UK, and this is actually our first productivity stream of the year. Posture check. Guys, my posture's so bad. My posture might be beyond help. For those of you from my chat who aren't following Freya's reading channel, please do go drop a follow. I'd really appreciate it. What are you reading right now? We've just finished our December book club. We've done the discussion and I'm back to my tandem read. It is so long, but it's so worth it. And like something has just happened in the book that has me gagged. And I'm so excited to carry on. Also, Kat, Nick, Sim, Vanessa, and Cara, thank you so much for the follows. I really appreciate it. Hi, Jana. Welcome in. Freya, thank you for tier 1 for 8 months. Just finished reading I'm Glad My Mum Died, Jeanette McCurdy, 4.5 star. I've heard, like, really good things about that. I've heard a lot about that book. I've never read, like, someone's book before. I'd be quite interested to read one. Maybe I should read. Maybe I should add to my ever-growing list of books I have to read. Also, Hanny and Sheena, thank you so much for the follows as well. I appreciate it. We read a Christmas book in December for our book club, and it was basically like a romance version of A Christmas Carol. And low-key, it was really good. It was like the right amount of cheesy, the right amount of plot, and of course a little bit of smut. I won't spoil anything, Alice. Also, Ghost Panda, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. And yeah, Fallen Gods is the book club book for January. Fallen Gods by Rachel Van Dyken. It's a Norse mythology, enemies to lovers romantasy. And I'm really excited about it. We read the, like, description of it. And it looks really good. Alice, it's !current is the, like, book that we're currently reading, which is the tandem. But I should add a command, actually, for book club books. I am going to update Fable as well, guys. Part of my 2026 reading goals is to actually update Fable and Goodreads, including the book club. Because I know that I did not do that in December, despite multiple reminders. So sorry about that. I will do it straight after this stream for this month's book club. I will get better, chat, I promise. But yeah, we're still going to do another 25 minutes of reading. So if any of you guys from Freya's stream would like to carry on reading, please do feel free to join in. We're just going to do one more 25 minutes because a girl has to go to bed early. I'm very much a tucked up in bed kind of girl by 11 p.m. now. So yeah, thank you for the hydrate. And thank you, B. Yes, the link for my Fables there. I do have a Goodreads as well, which I think is that. Oh, there we go. So feel free to add or follow on Good. Oh, Wait. Feel free to add or follow on Fable or Goodreads. I am trying my best to keep everything up to date on there this year. We are going to get straight into second stint because things are happening in my book and I simply need to know. So I'll see you guys in 25 minutes and we can have a little catch-up discussion then. Guys, what the fuck is happening in this book? Oh, so much is happening. So much is happening in my book. I'm overwhelmed. What do you mean I have to stop reading and I have to go to bed? I'm shocked and I'm upset. Got hard distracted by a pair of shoes getting back in stock. Bless you, Raz. I can't continue. I have to go to bed. Done your goal, Tej? Slay. Zoya, did you manage yours? Raz, Druja? It's okay as well if you didn't. But just so we can tick off. Slay, Zoya. Slay, Druja. Slay, Raz. Look at us! Proud of you guys. Only have 30 minutes left of my book. You could finish that tonight. I need to go wash my hair and get an early night. I have work tomorrow. Also, we have mainstream tomorrow as well. Unless there is a certain extra episode of a certain TV show, and then I'm moving stream to Friday. I'm a believer, guys. I said it on my stream yesterday. I'm believing the conspiracy theories. I've gone down the rabbit hole. No, Hobbit. There's so much evidence leaning towards it. But I don't know if it's happening or not. But if it does, I will be watching that tomorrow. And I'll be moving stream to Friday. If not, if I am just delusional and it's over, then I'll be live tomorrow playing Animal Crossing. Also, oh no, my keyboard hasn't died, but it is about to die, so I fear I can't stay for the whole break. But my words have just left my body. My keyboard's gonna die, so I need to raid soon. So, Hanil, they also said, I can't say it without spoiling, and I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't watched. They also said something else, and it was a big fat lie. So, they've also made zero sense in any of their interviews. So, either they have ended a series that lasted 10 years with loads of plot holes, or there's something else. And I'm choosing to be a believer because it would all add up and make sense if it's going the way everyone seems to think it's going. I'm trying to say this really, like, vaguely so I don't do any spoilers. But yeah, they lied about things. And basically, I went on a big rabbit hole, guys. And this is my fault because I went on a rabbit hole, but I've looked up so many things. And also, anyone who's seen the finale, I think you should go watch some of the clips of Jamie Campbell Bower on Jimmy Fallon last night. Because, I don't know, for a man that is chronically online, he seemed to be hinting at a lot of things. But anyway, I'm not getting anyone's hopes up. I don't know what's going to happen. But I low-key am a believer, guys. I low-key am a believer. I would love it if it did. I'm satisfied with the ending, but I do think now that I've looked into it more, there are just too many plot holes. There's too many unexplained things. There's too many coinky-dinks. So we'll see. By the time this VOD is up, we'll know. And I might look like a complete silly sausage. But it's just a little bit of fun, isn't it? It's a little bit of fun. I'm going to go find another co-working stream. We always raid co-workers or co-readers when we're on this channel, just in case anyone wants to carry on with some stints. Let's go have a little look-see-loo. Brooke, thank you for the tier 1 for 7 months. I appreciate it. Hi and bye, Queen. Seeing if anyone's reading. I can't see anyone reading, but I really like this title. So you can't posture check me while I'm looking at things. Thank you for the posture check. The title is Scandinavian Grandpa Winter. Have we been here before? Honey Bear Grove. I'm not sure. Maybe we have. Maybe we haven't. But I really enjoy the title. So let's go show some love. They are doing... it looks like they might be drawing. But they're doing stints as well. So if anyone wants to carry on reading or being productive, I'll send you guys there so you can get some work done. For those of you who are heading off to bed, I hope you have a lovely rest of your evening. And I hope you have a good sleep. And yeah, I'll see you either tomorrow or Friday. All depending on some things. Also, if you're not following my other channel, we do have a second channel where we do gaming content. It's mainly cozy games. So please do feel free to drop a follow over on there. And thank you so much for all of the love on our first productivity stream back after the new year. I really appreciate it. There will be some more at the weekend. So we will be doing more reading streams going forward. I feared December was just... It was a month, guys. A lot of things went on. But we're back and we're ready to be productive. So make sure you go show some love. Oh, I didn't check their name. I can't find their name. Savannah. Make sure we go show Savannah some love and I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Bye, everyone.